Welcome to Shiny New Clients, the marketing podcast that helps you attract shiny new clients to your business. We'll talk about social media, what makes people buy, how to go viral, and marketing psychology, all in 20 minutes or less. Whether you're a coach, a stylist, or a wedding planner, if you've got a service-based business to sell, this is the show you need to fill your calendar. I'm Jenna Warriner, your new marketing coach, and this is Shiny New Clients. Hello, welcome. Happy to have you here. It's Jenna calling. Today we're talking about 7 habits of highly effective marketers. I read Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People many years ago. It's basically required reading for anyone in business and entrepreneurship. I've talked about this before, but I basically read it back in the day when I was just starting my business and I was doing anything to make myself feel legitimate. So I was buying blazers. I was, trying to look fancy. I was wearing heels to meetings, and I was reading books like 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Very much not my vibe now, 7 years into business, but it was my vibe then. Anywho, I've put together 7 habits of highly effective marketers. And because I like to give you as much value as possible in tiny little episodes, I am going to quit the small talk and dive right in. Habit number 1 is listen. Freaking listen. Have conversations with your audience, read their comments, be in their DMs on Instagram. Your leads are telling you the answers. I'm telling you right now, your leads and your clients are telling you the answers. And I think a lot of times folks will get caught up thinking that marketing is all creative, and it is creative to a point, but you're also being told the answers all the time. Your leads are telling you their objections. They are telling you their desires. They are telling you their stories. They're telling you their fears. And then you can pull their exact words and give them exactly what they need, the products that they need and the positioning that they need. They are telling you the answers. So try and remember that, especially on the days when marketing is feeling challenging for you. Turn to people, turn to communication, turn to a coffee date with a lead and hear from them and what's going on in their life. Make a career-long habit of paying attention to what they say to you, the questions they ask, and really work your hardest to stop superimposing your own beliefs and your own translations on those words as they come to you through your lens. We want to really tune in and listen. And it's funny that I would start there because habit number 5 in Stephen Covey's book is listen and understand the other first. He really encourages you to listen with the intent to understand their perspectives. So don't just listen to listen. Don't just listen to use it in your marketing, but listen to understand. Next up, keep your head in the game. Keep that positive mindset. Even if you're not a mindset girly like me, even if you're not a person who's all about that energy of abundance, let me put it in just really practical terms. If you go into creating marketing materials with the assumption in anywhere in your brain that someone doesn't want what you sell and that you have to convince them, or with an energy of desperation, like you need to sell this by Friday or else you're going to have to shut down, those sorts of energies aren't going to serve you, and it's going to show through in your writing, and it's going to show through in your materials and your decisions. So you really need to keep your head in the game. Remember that you are serving others. Hold on to that positive mindset. And if you catch yourself slipping, try and catch it. Try and catch it and pull it back. Obviously, it's so hard to keep your mindset on point all the time, but if you can at least start the habit of catching it and noticing when you're slipping or noticing when you're doubting yourself, that is honestly half the battle. Sidebar, I'm in a hotel room right now. I got the king suite and I'm like staring out into a cityscape of a beautiful big window. And also I think there might be bed bugs in here. Sorry. Sorry if that's triggering to anyone who has ever had bed bugs, but I thought I was safe. Like, this is a nice hotel, but I was traveling last minute and I woke up with these two bites on my wrists, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I really hope these are mosquito bites from the weekend and I just didn't notice them. But I've already called my husband, and when I arrive home, we are going to initiate bed bug protocol, and he's going to have like a change of clothes ready for me at the airport. I feel like I need to share that with you because I'm distracted by thinking about it. Anyway, habit number 3. If you're new to the show, you're like, whoa, where did we just go? Why did she just tell that random story? Whatever. Here we are. This one's controversial. I think a lot of people would tell you that the best marketers keep their finger on the pulse, right? And jump onto new platforms and new trends. And they always know what's going on in the industry and what's new in marketing and the best campaigns out there. And that might be true for professional marketers who are making a career out of marketing. But in my business, I teach service providers how to get clients from Instagram. I teach service providers how to be the best marketers for their own business. And the habit here that makes you successful at that is the opposite of keeping your finger on the pulse in a way. It's about returning to basics. The solutions, the direction are in the basics. Think about it. Every time you start working with a new business coach or start a new business program or a new marketing program or a new sales program or anything like that, the first question that coach is going to ask you is, who's your ideal client? Who's your ICA? Who's your muse? Whatever language they use, the first question is who we're talking to. That is something that is tremendously basic and will never go away and will always remain important. Now, the higher you get in the types of campaigns you're doing and the size of business, you might have a few ideal clients, but you're still returning to that basic methodology of know who the heck you're talking to. And what works in messaging, positioning, reversing objections, all of those classic skills, they're not going anywhere. They're sticking around forever. When you feel lost in a marketing campaign and you don't know what to do, and you don't know how to get people in the door, and you don't know how to sell this thing, instead of jumping on new trends and experimenting with trying to create new ways of getting clients, go back to the basics. You'll always come back to that ideal client. You'll always track data and ask people why they didn't buy. You'll always do those things. So when you're feeling lost on marketing an offer, it's not necessarily about using advanced tactics or trending tactics. It's about confidently returning to the basics. Next up, improve your writing skills. It's really, I think copywriting is honestly a life skill. Copywriting is anytime you write words designed to sell stuff. So it could be writing an Instagram caption, a sales email, a product description, a sales page. This is all copywriting. And once you get good at it, you will speak in copywriting. You will write emails to leads in copywriting. You will DM people in copywriting. Like, this is what I've found. The more I realized how powerful words are to create conversions and how small choices in your wording and language style can truly impact the reader and lead them in a completely new direction, the more I started using my copywriting skills every time I speak or write a single word. And that is a skill that you can get better and better and better at. You're never going to be just the best copywriter and you're done and you've learned all the things and you're done. Like, you'll always get better at that. So continuously improving those writing skills, which then improves your communication skills. Next up, focus on the outbound. You might think that when we think about marketing, we're like just inherently thinking about the outbound, but so many business owners spend time inside their business on things that the audience can't actually see. And I think we kind of convince ourselves we're doing marketing work, but we're not getting anything out in front of new eyeballs. So let me explain. I don't typically tinker on things behind the scenes. I don't
plan for long periods of time before executing, my operations manager is always like, I know you want everything done yesterday, Jenna. Like, as soon as I think of an idea, I want to do it. I want to do it 10 minutes ago. And in some cases, that might be a weakness, but it's also one of my greatest strengths because I'm always thinking about how we can get in front of new people. Instead of sitting at my desk editing a Canva graphic for 3 hours, I'm going to make 3 Canva graphics and, get them all scheduled to go out in front of people, even if they're not super perfect graphic design, because who cares? How can you get eyes on you today? Honestly, today. If you didn't have any marketing planned for today, you didn't have any posts planned to go up or any emails to go out, how could you get eyes on your business? And when you catch yourself spending time on tasks that only improve your experience or your workflow, can you balance that out with a task that serves your clients and leads and gets in front of more of them? Think outbound. What can you do to put yourself in front of other people? Where are your clients hanging out? That could be on the internet or in real life. And how can you show up there? How can you show up to the parties that they are hanging out at? Think about where people are hanging out, virtually or online, and get in front of them. 2 more to go. Bingo, bango. Next one, entertain. ABE. Always be entertaining. And that doesn't mean, before I lose you, this doesn't mean you need to be goofy or silly, because the news, podcasts, Sudoku, puzzles, documentaries, that's all entertainment too. And if you want to be a good marketer, you got to capture people's attention. I've been watching this guy on TikTok. His handle is at cool_lookin_bug. And his whole shtick is he is a graphic designer. I think he must be in advertising as well. And he's been going around New York City, finding people's flyers and graphic designing them and then replacing them with better flyers. So he'll find like a handyman's flyer that just says, I'm a handyman, hire me, call this number, and then he'll make him a logo and this beautiful poster and print it out and put it right next to the old sign on the street. Same for like maybe a cleaning lady or a dog walker, that sort of thing. And this entertain rule even stands in this scenario because in most cases, those initial flyers he's removing are like a white background with a black font that just lays out the most basic information and says, call me if you need this thing. I love the simplicity. I mean, it has its place, but what he ends up doing is graphic designing them and making them beautiful and giving them so much personality that it's basically an experience just to look at the flyer. And this one also kind of reflects habit number 4 in the 7 habits of highly effective people, which is seek mutual benefits. And I actually have said this for a really long time. Maybe, 22-year-old Jenna got it from this book, but I say this to my program members in Magic Marketing Machine all the time. It's like one of my go-to things I say. In business, as in life, if you want anyone to do anything, you have to give them a reason why they benefit. I use that in the context of teaching marketing all the time. Marketing is all about capturing people's attention, right? So you have to consider their experience, your lead's experience. They don't want to be bored. They don't want to be talked at. They don't want to be scolded. Think about their experience looking at your marketing and entertain them, capture their attention, make this interesting, make it fascinating. In Jonah Berger's book, all about how content goes viral, he talks about eliciting an emotional response from people, right? As one of the keys to making content go viral. Make them go grr or ah or wow. Like that's all entertainment, right? So instead of just spelling things out in your marketing, I'm a house cleaner, call me, here's my number. How can you make your marketing an experience for people or at least beautiful to look at? How can you entertain them? I hope I'm not getting up in your head about this because I think that key can sometimes make things feel a little bit more confusing. And when I create content strategies with my clients, we really lay this all out. So it's kind of like, A, B, C. We make it really simple. So try not to get up in your head about that, but do think about how your leads are consuming your content and making it a good experience for them. Last habit, and then you can get back to the elliptical or walking your dog or driving to work or whatever you're doing. Recognize your own awesomeness. Your you-ness makes you uncopyable, by the way. The more you inject into your marketing, you inject into your social media content, the less copyable you become. Someone can't copy your personality. They can't copy your fandoms and your isms. They can't copy your stories. And I think a lot of people that I've talked to lately, this is a phenomenon to me, but a lot of the business owners that I've been talking to worry about appearing narcissistic by recognizing what makes them awesome, what makes their offers and their business cool and interesting and awesome. It's not narcissistic. It's fascinating, you know? It's an asset. Lean into it, embrace it, own it. Your stories and your unique experiences that all combined and got you here are industry differentiators. They make you special and memorable and cool. And I don't really believe in competition, but if there was competition out there, this would make you stand out from the competition. So don't forget that. We've got a lot coming up for you in the next few weeks. We have a launch, and I'll probably bring you behind the scenes in that launch. We have an amazing low ticket offer coming out that I'm really excited to experiment with. If you want to get clients from the content you post on Instagram, want to use a proven strategy and run your account in 15 minutes a day and work with me, I'd love to see you inside Magic Marketing Machine. If that sounds at all interesting, your first step is to watch the free training linked in the show notes called How to Get Clients from Instagram Without Wasting Hours Glued to Your Phone. That'll tell you the exact strategy my clients use in the program and give you an opportunity to join. If you do join, I'll see you in a few days. If not, that's okay too. I'll see you in the next episode.